tarot card readings, the dangers, and I'm about to get one right here, right now from Devi Jade. Hey there, I'm Dr. Jane, and you have found Woo Woo Wednesday.
Hi, so I'm Devi Jade, and first and foremost, I'm going to tell you it's not tarot, okay? I was corrected on that a long time ago. It's tarot, after the Torah, because really that's where these really originally came. Tarot is a pathworking. It's a mystical pathworking from the Kabbalah. How it came to tarot, first of all, it was taken, the gypsies did it. They just changed the pronunciation like a lot of things.
Potato, potato.
It's the same thing. I just correct everybody. It's the tarot. It's the tarot. It's the tarot. It's the tarot. I'm not going to spend 15 minutes on that because really it's like no matter what I say, people are going to go, tarot.
It's all right. Sometimes people say pecan and it drives me crazy because they're pecans.
True. I just feel like it's such a spiritual thing that.
Right. Yeah. It's a respect thing to pronounce it properly.
What I'm considered is a grand master tarologist. Okay. It's a long title and I own it and I don't speak it. In fact, this is the first time I've ever really spoke it out. I attempted it, how about this label? And
well, as a grandmaster tarologist, what do you think? I see tons of different people that I know and I've known for a while, and I know that they don't have any of your knowledge or study background, any of that. And they're just all of a sudden doing card readings online. Like, hey, come to a card reading. Like, what?
This is why. Because see this little deck? You can make a lot of shitty money with it. You can make a ton of money. Why? Because all you have to say is, oh, I read the directions and, I just kind of know what they say. Even though I have listened to people, they're so out of alignment. They don't know what they mean. They think they know what they mean because I bought 5 books to tell me what it means. And that's not it. It's like anything. You have to immerse yourself and you have to learn. You have to understand because it opens your crown chakra. And I'm not sure that people are ready for that unless they do their personal inner work. You guys hear me stress that all the time. If I have, and I do, I have apprentices or people I put under my wing that study with me. If they have anything like this, whether it's like oracle cards, which just tells you, oh, this is the thought of the day. Now, I'll say this, Louise Hay has a little thing that says, your little thought of the day, those are oracle. That's something. That's just a little here. Or let's say Joel Osteen, you can pull out something, or your calendar says this is event. That's different. This is about accessing this in the sky and saying this is what it means. There are many, many, many combinations of what's put together on these cards, just like if you were an architect, because our lives are in that way. And I'm looking at your book of life. I'm looking at page 523, paragraph 2, verse 5. That's what I'm doing. And I'm pulling it out and I'm looking at it. You cannot tell me that the average person that gets these, which are usually $22.95, okay, you're going to get in there and you're going to understand what Dr. Jane's doing. You're not going to know, okay? You're not going to understand because you have to know enough about what's coming through for yourself to be what's called an empty vessel. And a lot of people, if you watch them, they're over there smoking. I remember that from Seinfeld. Do you remember that Seinfeld one? She's over there smoking her cigarette. They're coming there.
We're both major Seinfeld fans, so like, oh man, yeah. Like, everything comes back to Seinfeld, doesn't it?
And you're pregnant. She goes, I don't want you. I'm doing the reading. And the reason they did that one is because it's still the same. And now with social media, let me just tell you guys, I've had to hide myself for years. It was the unspoken thing. And now that social media, especially when COVID came along, all of a sudden there's this explosion.
Yeah, it's like somebody left the gate open and there's all these new card readers. And I'm like, that's not what you do.
People, they all know how.
It's just a quick buck though. Like I can almost smell it on them. It just seems like a quick buck. So what, but really what's the danger if if let's just say Joe down the street buys the $22.95 pack off of Amazon or whatever, and he just reads the instructions and he's like, hey, Dr. Jane, I'm going to do a reading for you. What's the long-term danger of that? Like to get a reading from somebody that really doesn't know crap.
Well, the long term of this is that when you're with anyone, let's just say, for instance, you are a nurse, okay, and you're training, somebody comes to you fresh out of school and you're training them. Everything that you're training them, they're going to do repeat, correct? So whatever you're giving them of what your knowledge is and what your gifts may be, they're going to do that, and it's going to keep going down the line. Now,
an apprenticeship.
It is an apprenticeship. So what I was telling you guys is I make everybody put their cards away for a minimum of 2 years. And some people, it's been like 8 years. Because what I want you to do is not to learn to depend on the cards. I had one student, one of my original students, she got to where, and this is not an exaggeration, she was reading every 15 minutes. What's her ex doing? 15 minutes later, what's her ex doing? 15 minutes later, what's her ex doing? I had trained her very, very well, but then when she started picking up her cards, she was having a blue moment in her life with a guy. So she just could not stop reading. It could become,
it was like a drug addiction.
It could become a very unhealthy addiction.
Yeah.
Because you are depending on these. And this is what I tell people. You guys, I'm Alice in Wonderland. This is just a pack of cards. Because they'll say, what do the cards say? I don't want to hear what you have to say. What do the cards say? Okay.
I love all the voices that you do, by the way. That's like, you crack me up.
Okay. Well, they do it. And so I say, the cards don't say anything. Okay. They are a pack of cards. Okay. It's what comes through that's important. Now, I told Dr. Jane, I said, I'll do a quick reading for you. I do the readings, but I also get guidance. So even if I see, for me, I don't read cards. Okay. I never read them. I channel the energy. So for me, one picture like this, oh, people go, oh my God, wait, here we go. Oh my God, it's the moon card. Oh, shit's gonna happen. It's gonna be drugs. It's gonna be, I mean, honestly, they don't know because Spirit's telling me something. I might look at this. See this little color? This color right in the middle. That might tell me for a whole reading. Or let's say maybe this dog over here. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to do. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, there's a little guy here, there's a doggy here, and there's a little coyote here, and then of course we got this. Now they're gonna say, oh Jade, you're not telling me. I know what it means. And excuse me, I've been doing this for 25 years. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Do not tell me what to do. Okay, so needless to say, I say that to people as well. Please don't tell me. And this is the other thing I'll say. If you're gonna pay me, frickin' listen to the guidance. But here's the thing, again, this girl, I love her. She's great. She's on her spiritual path. And when I heard, she said, oh yeah, I'm readings. And then I said, oh, great. So I went and watched her. And then I found out she's only been reading for 2 months. 2. How in the world? I was told by Spirit that I must serve.
Yeah.
Guess who you're supposed to serve first?
Yeah.
Remember, physician, heal thyself?
Absolutely.
Hey, anybody that is a grandmaster or a master teacher, they have been with themselves alone for many years before they're moved out into the place to get a little bit of people, then a lot more people, then a lot more people. Because here's the thing, you guys, see these arms? These arms, pretend, here's one arm over here, here's one arm over here. Okay, so now, think of all the birds I can sit on there, but they're not just birds, they're people birds. So not only am I holding them on my arms, I'm holding the world on my arms. Can you hold that much energy for a person? Because that's what you're doing. I've literally seen people crack up, like lose their mind from doing the cards. Literally, I've seen several people that's happened to. I warned them, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. but they had to keep doing it because the money was coming in. It was rolling
Yeah.
in, tax free. All
Right.
over.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah.
And I really want, like, usually when people ask me, well, you know, how do I know if somebody's qualified? How do I know? Can I just really quickly give my super fast 3 ways that I tell for myself if somebody's qualified to do anything for me is number one, obviously you can go and look at qualifications like Jade's a grandmaster. You can see if somebody has, you know, different degrees or certifications. That's one way, but that's not even my primary way because anybody can go to school. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're good at it, right? You can get the certification and suck at what you're doing, but you get it. It's kind of like they say, you know, what do you call the guy who made a C as his final grade in med school? Doctor. But you want the guy that made an A to operate on you, right? So
I actually am going to interrupt because this is a good point. Because here's the thing with this: when you're on a mystical path, like what I'm doing, a high path like that, again, that mountain scenario that I've given you guys before, if you're starting to go up there and you make a boo-boo like this and a couple of boo-boos and you keep making boo-boos and it really is about you who's the boo-boo, they will keep you off because it's one thing to get educated and you're a ding-dong brain and you pretend you're like not a ding-dong brain because for the most part, learned other people will go, yeah, no. But when it's a spiritual guru, such as what I would be, people are looking to you for spiritual guidance, the highest thing that you need to do in this earth. And if you're telling them what to do and it's out of alignment and it's really about yourself on some level, you will be taken off the map.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But if folks are looking for an expert, you know, again, certification's great. Yay. They still might suck at it. Look at their life, look at who they are. That's my number one. Number two, look at their path, look at their proven path. Do they have people that they've helped? Have they been doing this for 25 years? They're successful at it. They, you know, they have people who are like, yes, this works for me. You know, that's really how you can tell a qualified expert, way more than certifications and things like that. But certifications don't hurt. It's just not the end all be all.
And a really good person, there's a difference between a reader, a channeler, you know, and then you have people that, you know, the astrology is a whole different thing. That's really a mind thing. Okay. In her reading today, I'm gonna show you guys this. Okay, now this here, if I was gonna read it.
Okay. Oh, have you already pulled for me?
Yeah, I'm doing one really quick. Okay. So she didn't ask me a question. That's the other thing. They asked, I don't have to, I just said, I'll just tell her what she needs to know. Okay, so right now, what this is this is the star. Okay, the star, that doesn't change a lot for me. It's there's certain cards that they'll stay along and then all of a sudden they'll change and say, okay, now we've got this meaning for it. And that's again, channeling. So this is just saying that in her foundation, she's doing, now see, I'll tell you, this just means this is a really good person that's super connected to, you know, as above, so below. So the way that I'm looking at this in her reading today is that she's doing what she can to have balance in her life. Okay, she's really doing that, and she wants to be authentic. See how this woman is naked? Okay, and that's what she wants to be. It's like, I want to be really open. It's my foundation right now. I want people to see who I am, and without a name tag on there that says Dr. Jane. It's like if we were all standing, this is what I tell people, you know what? If we were all standing in a big fat circle together, we wouldn't know what the hell each other were doing. Oh, are you a PhD? Because it doesn't look like that down there. No, I mean, it's so, I mean, honestly, we wouldn't know. We would just get to know each other the way that we are because we would only present ourselves as we are. So that's just saying that, you know, in hers, it's a little bit personalized. So I'll just keep it as plain because we're on a public platform right now. It's just telling her very nicely that she's going to have a few more things come up in her life. She already knows. We talk a lot, and I've done channelings for her before. There's probably 4 or 5 things in the next month that she's going to have happen, and she's going to want to lose her mind about it. Okay, so it's like, oh, is this set in stone, Jade? And the answer to this is because of the way I know what to look for to see if it's completely karmic. All I'm going to say to you, no, You don't have to do it this way. I'm giving you what the strongest thing that you're drawing to you is happening. Okay, let's shift it up, because in this particular reading, her foundation is really strong. She could play it out that way, because the thing about Dr. Jane is she likes a strong challenge. She tends to have this many buckets rolling along, you know, and I'm saying pour some. So the reading is pour a few of those buckets out, keep it simple, okay, and maybe take a couple of those things out so things will flow to you. And the other thing she needs to do is, and she's very good about communicating, but there's something she's not communicating to somebody she needs to communicate to, because she doesn't want the drama. Okay. And she's got a lot of things on her plate right now, you guys. So it's like, oh, I don't want to deal with one more thing. I'm just going to push it over. And the person that she needs to go to really help her to manifest miracles, and I totally believe this, is Mother Mary. She needs to incorporate her, and Mother Mary will smooth things out for her. That is the key to this reading. Okay. So my readings are super, super personalized. They go completely to that person. They're not platform, you know, oh my God, I'm going to give the reading for the world today. Do I get channelings like that? I do. Actually, if I were asked a worldly question, I do get answers. Do I give them to the public? No, I don't. No, because it's not anybody's business yet, which is something she mentioned earlier. So actually that is. Now we always want to look at like what our fear is, because of course that's gonna be the tripwire for whatever you do. And she's got this, what I've already mentioned is there's this thing of like, oh, I've got so much on my plate. I really don't want to do one more thing. So she might be saying, well, what is it? What is it? What's coming? What is it? I don't want you guys to focus on that. If I need to, I'll go deeper, and I would go deeper with her on the side after this is over and say, okay, this is what you need to look at. Because again, it's none of your business, you guys. I'm giving this bigger thing out. I'm very confidential. I don't want to share every little, you know, thing in everybody's panty drawer. So this is just saying, you know, I need to focus. What you need to focus on overall is what's going on in your home. Focus on, you know, your family, your family, and that's going to really be, that is going to be.
And the family.
Yeah, that's what's going to be, because again, she really is an amazing workhorse. And I mean that in the very, very kindest way. She just pushes forward, and it's great. It's admirable, actually. But this is saying you need to back up a little bit, because if you don't, it's all gonna come to a head, and then she's gonna be laid out for a minute so that she can get a rest. I do work with angels. I see angel readings. I do work with the goddesses. I see their channelings. They come to me as the empty vessel and say, "This is your message." That's why I tell people, please listen. That's how it goes with readings.
Well, and I mean, that's what you get when you actually meet someone who knows how to do this. And that's why buying that $29.97 or whatever you said it was, $22.95 box, and reading the instructions cannot give you what she just did. Because yes, are you going to get some sort of a chart that says the star card means this? Well, I bet you whatever Jade just said doesn't align with what that chart will say. And so, you know, be really, really careful if you're getting a reading from somebody, anything, energy work, readings, just be really super careful. Jade, I just want to thank you very much for doing a reading, for doing it as confidentially as you can, because right before we started recording, I was like, do you just want to do one on me? And I thought, oh crap, what's going to come up? And then I thought, you know what, it'll be fine. And it is. So anyway, if you guys are interested in getting in touch with Jade to discuss any of this, will you please check out the video description, because all of our info is always down there, and you can reach out to us anytime. There's tons of other freebies and stuff for you as well. And anything else, Jade, before we go?
Well, I think that's really about it. Again, I want to tell you guys, you know, be aware that everybody, remember, once upon a time, Ringling Brothers, when we used to have circuses. And I mean, there's a famous saying that he had, you know, and I don't think we can really repeat it, but the basic thing is you have to, there's a sucker born every minute. And that's pretty much, you know, people want to hear what they want to hear. And until you get somebody that's really authentic, I mean, you've really got to feel that person. Don't just accept what's coming out of their mouth, because 98% of it's bullshit. Just
Yes,
so you
absolutely. But this
know.
is the no bullshit zone. So give us a thumbs up just for that. And don't forget to subscribe so you will know the next time we drop a video to help you live a happier life with lower stress and more success.